Hey, welcome to Primal Sear. I'm Rodney, and today I'm going to be doing a brisket utilizing the aluminum foil boat method on the Weber Searwood. So check it out. Hey, it's finally getting time here in Ohio that I can start doing some smoking, grilling, being outdoors. The weather has fluctuated really up and down this year. Yesterday it was 80 some degrees. Monday it's supposed to be freezing and only 50. So we got some storms coming in today. Go figure, I'm going to cook a brisket on days. The storms are going to kind of come through. So I'm trying to get this on. I went to my local Costco. Got this choice brisket. It's about 16 pounds, 15.9, and I got it at $5.39 a pound. I think that's about the cheapest it was in the area. I think Kroger was even a little higher, almost $6 a pound, or at 6 something a pound. Try to find those specials every now and then. Let me know in the comments if you're getting brisket any cheaper than $5.39 a pound. So this is a choice. Like I said, I got it at the local Costco. So total was $85.70. So I'm hoping that this boat method that I'm going to try, I've never done the boat method before. I have done cooks using aluminum foil, and then many cooks doing the butcher paper wrap method. So I'm going to get this unpacked, and then I'll start to trim it up. Okay, I got it unpacked. Got to start trimming it up. I'm not a master at trimming briskets. There's a lot of videos out there trimming briskets. I'm just going to show you me trimming this one up. I'm going to do the best I can. There is some fat kind of all over the place on this one. So I'm going to start on the bottom, clean up all this fat, flip it over, get the top cleaned up. I'm going to trim the edges in the corners and then get it a little aerodynamically smooth for the pellet grill. And today, again, like I said, I'm going to use the Weber Searwood, and I got some hickory and oak pellets that I'm going to utilize in the cook today. So, trim time. All right, I think I got the bottom as good as I can get. Again, my knife skills aren't the greatest. I sharpen my knives too, and it just doesn't seem like they're that sharp either. But a lot more silver skin on the bottom here than what I'm usually accustomed to, but that's all right. I think we got it pretty decent right now. I'm going to flip it over and start working the other side. For today's cook, I'm going to use just salt and pepper, kind of the Texas method, and get it on the smoker here in just a few minutes. So let's flip it over, and I'm going to start really trimming this up on this side. So right back at trimming. And you can kind of see here, you know, when you cut that side off right there, you can see how thick of fat you can have, and what we want is about 1/4 inch left. So, you know, so I'm gonna have to do some trimming off that flat right here. I'm gonna trim a lot of this off right here too, and then probably trim the hump down a little bit right here as well. So. We get back at it. Okay, I'm done trimming this thing. I think I got a couple chunks out here and there, but this one was a little bit more challenging for me. I think, you know, being really good at trimming briskets, you got to do it quite a bit. Each brisket's a little bit different too, so probably not the best trim, but I think it's going to turn out okay. I'm still trying to pick off some of these little hanging bits off here and there. But let's get this thing seasoned up so we can get it out on the grill. I could probably spend the rest of the day just sitting here nitpicking this thing, but it's done. So, time for seasoning. Again, I said I'm just going to use salt and pepper. We'll start on the bottom, and then get it seasoned up, and then we'll get it out on the smoker. Here I am messing with it again. So take one glove off here. All right. Again, just salt and pepper. It is kosher salt and coarse ground pepper. I am going to, on the Searwood, the Searwood has a special feature, I guess. It's called like super smoke. It does it at a low temperature, and what that will do will allow the brisket to come up to temp instead of just going straight into a real hot, especially since it's still cool. The brisket's still cool, and it'll allow the brisket to come up, and hopefully they say the trick is, and we'll see, that it doesn't allow, as you bring it up a little bit slower, it doesn't allow it to curl up and pool in the center here, and we'll see if that does actually help out. Okay, I think we've got it seasoned up. Now it's time to go get it on the smoker. Be right back. All right, hey, right here, you can probably hear my wife's chime in the background. Got some birds chirping. I am going to put the probe in right where the flat is coming up to meet the point. So it's going to be like right in here. And I noticed on my Weber Searwood that, make sure I get it as kind of flat as I can in there, that the heat on the Weber Searwood here is a little hotter on this side than it is over here. So I'm going to put the point on this side over here, and the flat kind of coming over this way. That's where I see the most of the heat, or the hot spots are right here. So it's called Smoke Boost on the Weber Searwood. I've got it at 180 degrees, and then we're just gonna put this on there. I'm gonna squeeze it up as much as possible. We're gonna let it go. We're going to let that probably run at 180 degrees for, 30-40 minutes, maybe an hour at the most. Let that temp come up on that brisket to more of a natural temp, and then we'll turn the temp up to probably 225, 250, and then probably turn it up even further,
you know, higher when we get a little bit closer. So you can tell smoke's coming out pretty good, and we'll let this go for a little bit. Hey, we're about 5 hours into cook. Start getting a nice spark on there. It's starting to look pretty good. I think we're moving forward. The internal temp is saying 160 right now. So 160, 161. So probably got about 10 more degrees, and we're going to put the boat on it. So we'll check it out. Hey, we've reached 170 degrees. I'm getting ready to take it off. Going to go inside and wrap it up with some aluminum foil. So let's get it off the grill, off the Weber Searwood, and then take it inside and put the boat on. Hey, all right, I got the brisket in here. I'm gonna move it over. Put it on the aluminum foil, and I'm gonna wrap it up, and I'm gonna take it back out there and put it on the grill. It's looking really good. It's got a really good bark going. You can tell the fat's getting a little rendered. It's still got a ways to get nice and tender. So I'm gonna just lift it up, put it over here. I'm gonna keep the thermometer out. So I'm just gonna kind of set that up here. And then the way that they said, I've watched videos and everything, is to roll inward towards the brisket and set up that boat. And I'm using 2 sheets of aluminum foil. All right, back out to the grill. Okay, got it back on the grill, doing well. Still maintaining the internal temperature of 170. So I'm gonna close the lid and let this thing continue to cook. Okay, everybody, got this thing at 203 degrees internal. Getting ready to take this thing off, put it in the oven, and let it rest overnight in the oven. Oh, look at that. Look how easy that's going in. Nice. Just a little bit of pooling down here, but look how nice and tender that is. All right, let's look at the, yeah, fat's pulling, fat's nice, look, crisp on there still. All right, well, it's looking good, but hopefully it'll taste good tomorrow. So won't see you until tomorrow, and then we'll give it a taste. Hey, it's the next day. I've been resting this overnight in the oven at 170 degrees. You can tell, looking at it, it's got some flex to it. Up here, I'm kind of a little concerned that this is going to be a little crisp, but we'll see what happens here. Again, the boat method, there is a lot of juice in here. So I'm going to get this out. I'm going to set it on the cutting board. I'm going to slice it open and see how we did. Ooh, making a miss. As you can see, it's pretty pliable. And you can see all the juice in here. We're going to keep that juice and check it out. You know, maybe utilize that to dip on it a little bit. I got a mess on the table here already. Let me go ahead and let's get this thing sliced up. So I'm going to cut that right in a flat, right in the halfway point, right before the flat meets the point here, and we're going to see. Oh, you can see it's splitting pretty easy right there. Slice is pretty easy. Take a look at that. Really good smoke ring up here. The juice is just coming out of it. Look at that. Steam's coming out of it, still warm. Take a look at that. All right, maybe this is the way to go. Let me cut some slices here. And you can tell, I mean, you can hear that bark up here. I'm really curious to get, when we get up to this, up here and cut this way, how it comes out. Okay, let's pull this one off. As you can see, it's really juicy. Look at that juice in there. It's real easy to pull apart, as you can see. Still kind of holds up a little bit. Let's give it a taste test. Okay. Little smoke ring right there. You can see the smoke ring a little bit. Very, very flavorful. You got some little crunch on that bark. Peppery. That is really good on the bark. Not bad. Probably not my best brisket, but it is pretty good. But I will say this. That flat is really, really juicy. So let's cut some of the point here. Let me move this over. Oh wow, okay. So take a look at that. The top side is really juicy. Could be maybe a little overdone maybe down here at the bottom. Little coming apart a little easily. Again, that's the one thing about the Searwood and doing it on the pellet grill. You get more of that direct heat coming up through the bottom, even though I have the deflector on there. And I'm wondering if that's making that just a little more done than what you typically like. But look at this up here. Look how that looks. Got a great smoke ring on that right there. You got, obviously the fat has rendered really well. I want to cut that little piece off right there and just take a bite of that. Take that little. Oh wow. You got that little crisp on there. It's actually pretty good. It's still tender. Still got a lot of juice in it. So that is looking really, really good. Let's cut another piece off here. We'll cut these into little bite-sized chunks. Put that right there. Put this over here. It might just be a tad. I did it at 203. Maybe taking it off just a tad bit sooner, maybe around 200, or maybe about 197. Let me cut another slice this way. Yeah, look at that. Still holds up. Look how much flex that has in it. Still holds up pretty well. I'm gonna taste this bottom little section right here. Yeah, it's coming up apart just a little easier than what I expected to. But again, I'm a novice at cooking briskets. This is the first time I've done this method. That's pretty good for a rookie like me. So all in all, I'm really pleased with it. Would I do it again? Yes. In summary though, a couple of things I'd probably do is not rest it as long as I did. We rested it for a while because we had some things to do today. So it's been in the oven for quite some time. Probably not as long as rest, and I'd probably take it off a little earlier and probably put the boat on. I put the boat on at 170 degrees, maybe 167. You know, I don't know if 3 degrees is going to make a big difference, but it took probably 20-25 minutes to do 3 degrees up to 170 when I was watching it. So all in all, am I pleased? Heck yeah. Does it taste good and good for us? Heck yeah. And again, if I did it again, I wouldn't do it as long, and I'd probably take it off a little sooner because it is rendering in that fat and those juices down here, and you just don't want it to get really mushy in that sense. So I think it did it. I think it did a pretty good job. We're gonna eat and enjoy this. Let me know if you've done the boat method. Put it in the comments. Tell me, you know, some of the things that you would do different. Based on watching the video. So I appreciate everybody. Until the next one, we'll see ya.